Greetings imaging people, welcome back to another episode on the Mart channel. In our previous video, we've talked about pulverized toner characteristics and how such features affect printing performance in one way or another. In this week's video, we will be discussing on testing different types of toners in search for the perfect compatible toner. It is crucial that such toner meets the quality benchmark set by our engineers. At Mart, we take a more proactive approach in such toner testing and not just relying on specifications given to us by the supplier. Most of the time, results from product testing and specifications from suppliers differs and causes more technical complications. Therefore, such testing is essential in determining the level of technical complications we encounter in future due to toners. These are 4 key performance areas compatible toners needs to qualify or achieve in order to be listed in our product listing. Number 1. Cost. Let's face it, cost is the number 1 reason why copy dealers or end users convert to compatible toners in the first place. If costing is not being justified or significantly reduced, this entire color supply alteration is altogether meaningless. In a business point of view, all we need to know are cost per pack and the total yield it generates. With these 2 information, you will know precisely how much is your print cost per click. Compare such numbers with OEM toners and you will have precise answers on how much you can save on a monthly basis. Although cost is one of the most important aspects to consider, we are not encouraging you to seek for the lowest price toner out there to achieve savings. The price war on products will never end, and many suppliers will lure you in with low quality products attached with an inexpensive price tag. Always keep in mind that we need to keep a good balance between product performance, quality and compatibility. With ample product knowledge and information, seeking the right balance will be a breeze. Number 2. Color test charts and OEM sample prints. Color reference charts are used for color comparison and measurements such as checking the color reproduction of an imaging system. When dealing with graphical prints, be it from an inkjet or laser copier, we always need a benchmark to compare, therefore we can successfully identify quality prints to a certain standard of measurement. Charts are mainly used for color calibration and profiling. As for compatible toner testing, the approach is much simple. All you need to do is to get different soft copy of sample prints and hard copy of such prints printed using OEM toners. Once completed, compare prints printed with compatible toners and the ones printed with OEM toners. Any toners achieving 80% and above of the quality of an OEM toners will then be considered an acceptable toner to proceed to the next stage of other compatibility tests. Number 3. Fusing and thermal characteristics. Fixing or fusing is the final stage in the electrophotographic printing process. It is an important part of the printing process and greatly determines the final print quality. Melting begins at the surface of the toner particles, which at first start to stick, and then as melting progresses, the filming or fusing toner starts to melt and fuse to the paper. The fuser operates in the temperature range of 175 to 215 degrees Celsius or 347 to 419 Fahrenheit. Temperatures will vary depending on the type of media selected. Similar to paper media, toners requires different fusing temperatures too. In this case, compatible toners that are being tested needs to be able to cope with the standard temperature setting of the copier machine, with test prints not showing any signs of fusing problems. Incomplete fixing or fusing of toner on paper is generally caused by low fusing temperature. This normally occurs when toners meant for low-speed machines or redundant model are being used in a high-speed copier machine. High-speed copy machines ranging from 55 to 120 page per minute uses low fuse toners and requires minimal heat to fuse toner to the paper. The faster the paper passes through the fixing and heater unit, the lesser time it will have to fuse toner to the paper media. Examples of incomplete toner fusing are flaky and peeling prints, meaning toners are easily scratched off the surface of the paper or by folding. If this sounds familiar to what you're dealing with, change the toner or increase the fusing temperature. Always keep in mind that toners that are considered compatible must not require additional settings to be done in the copier or printer in order to work efficiently. Number 4. Toner particles. In this segment of toner particles, we will be testing for toner yields and toner dust, the 2 most important key areas that determine the highs and lows of your monthly expenditure. The importance of this test determines the actual value of the toner, as each extra print that the toner tube produces, the lower per copy print cost will be. The same way your car's petrol mileage fluctuates when you go uphill or pulling a heavy load, so does your actual toner yield when you put more toner on a page. Every time you add a logo, chart or some other graphics, the more you pay per page. Most offices print 10 to 15% coverage on black and white documents and 15 to 30% coverage when printing in color. As you would expect, OEM manufacturers rate their cartridge use based on testing conditions that are favorable to the absolute maximum number of pages from a printer cartridge. Calculating your cost based on 5% coverage will not be accurate as these numbers are obviously inflated yields. Testing toner use are rather simple and straightforward. Choose a normal office setup you normally would go to on a monthly basis for preventive maintenance and service. Slide in a new toner test tube, preferably black, as it is the most frequently used toner color for normal document printing. Take the current meter click reading on the Copier as reference, as you will need to justify the toner use once the test tube runs out of toner. If you have a high copy print volume customer, it is best to take an average reading based on multiple toner tubes. By doing so, your printing yield findings would offer a more accurate reading. Once completed, compare toner yield readings based on your existing toner, be it OEM, compatible or remanufactured. If the test findings are generating positive printing yields and very close to the original product, congratulations! You just found yourself a reliable, compatible product that will help save costs this very moment on. Now, let's talk about toner dust. We've talked about dirty or dusty copiers caused by toners in our previous videos, so let's do a recap. A dirty copier machine indicates that excess waste toner in the form of dust is present in the copier system. The dust remains on the surface of OPC drums, belts, rollers, developers, and laser unit. Toner dusting is not a byproduct of the manufacturing process, but rather of the toner particle characteristics. These problems are mainly caused by uneven size of toner particles and mainly occurs in pulverized toners. To let you have a better understanding on the effects of toner dust within the copier or printer system, we've prepared a short clip showing you guys the differences between even-sized toner particles and uneven-sized toner particles and how such differences will affect your internal copier system. To make this experiment more noticeable to you guys, we've loaded color toner tubes with uneven toners and smooth particle toners on the black toner tube. We will test run these toners on the Canon Image Runner Advanced C5250 model for 25,000 to 28,000 continuous prints and show you its effects. Moment of truth, guys. The copier has just run out of toners after 2 days of on and off continuous printing. So now we are gonna pull out the developer assembly unit to see what's inside. Ready? Let's go. As you can see, this is what we meant by dirty copier system due to toner dust. Yellow, magenta, and cyan shows extreme toner dusting, especially around its magnetic rollers. Streaks of toners are also visible accumulating within the roller. The black assembly, in the other hand, shows cleaner results as it has been running on even particle-sized toners. Now, the other parts showing toner dusting are areas within the gear and screw section. If you compare it side by side, the results is extremely obvious and noticeable. The black developer assembly looks much cleaner with little to no signs of toner dusting. And there you have it, 4 key performance areas that we focus each time we do our own toner testing. Well, I gotta say this, it's not the only way of doing it. I believe some of you guys will have different approaches, calculations, and formula. If you have what you think might be a better way or approach, do share it by emailing us directly or give us your comments on the comment section below. That's all the time we have this episode as usual. If you like this video, do help us share, like, and subscribe. There will be more cool videos coming out next week, so stay tuned and see you in our next video. Goodbye!